Hello, my fellow campers. It's Mr. Jarbo, and welcome to what will be we're gonna watch the 14th anniversary of the Dead Space live stream. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Dead Space the remake trailer was just released last week. Oh, hi Zoe. Hey Zoe, you want to join in? No, she doesn't. But this is supposed to be a live stream for celebrating 14 years, and they're supposed to give us a little more into what we're in for this remake, and I'm so excited. I didn't even think about recording an episode for the reaction. I didn't even think about it. I was just so excited to watch it, but at least I can get this one, guys. Oh gosh, things are a little chaotic in the bedroom right now. Not Zoe. I actually have a new kitten I haven't introduced to yet, but hopefully I'll probably put a little short up of introducing him before I put this video up. But a little kitty, so his name's Sebastian, and he had some accidents on the bed. So I'm teaching him to use a litter. So, but that's fine. Let's get right into this whole Dead Space thing. Let's go. I'm so excited for this remake. Mature 17 plus. Oh, is it gonna show the trailer? Because I'm totally down for that again. Contains flashing images, huh?
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellion responding to your distress call.
Yes. Yes.
Isaac Clarke.
I love how they did the
What have you got,
remake.
Isaac?
Half the Ishimura's in the red. Engines, hull, the trams.
Can you handle it alone?
Fix the centrifuge. Get the fuel running.
I think the live stream is making it a little glitchy, but that's alright.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
I like Nicole's new voice actress. She does sound real good. Necromorphs. Oh shit. Oh shit. So gnarly, dude. So nasty. I like how they do the new faces effect. Yeah, we're gonna get anti-gravity in this one. Well, we got it in the original Dead Space remake, but it's now use it like it did in the original, the other two and 3, which was really good. The Leviathan. Oh. You're telling me Toxic Head is the markers. Oh man.
Humanity will be made whole, Mr. Clarke. With or without you.
The mark looks so good.
Isaac, it's me.
Look at the
It's
flesh.
all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
Nicole?
Oh man. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we're good?
Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone. Welcome to this
Jeepers.
fourth dev stream for Dead Space. On this very day, 14 years ago, was the release of the first Dead Space. And what better way to celebrate this than with a deep dive into the remake of this fantastic game.
Yeah,
But
there
I'm
we
getting
go.
ahead of myself. My name is Philip, and once again, I'm joined by Roman, our creative director.
Hello everyone.
There we go.
And with us, back from our first live stream, back in a year ago, we have Jackie and Khalif. Thank you for being with us today for this stream.
It's nice to finally be in person.
Definitely is. What did you think of the trailer?
I mean, it's so cool to see how far everything has come from, us seeing things really, really early and now getting to see, an almost finished game like this. It's just so awesome to see all of it start to come together in this bigger way. So really, really excited, yeah.
Yeah, I'm blown away from going from playtest to finally seeing everything actually come together as well. It just brings up the nostalgia and the new game, and I'm very, very excited.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
Well, as I said at the start, this is our second live stream with Jackie and Khalif. And in the first one that we did end of August last year, we talked about the approach that we took for the remake and shown work in progress asset to illustrate our intentions. We followed this up with a second live stream in March with our audio director, Olivier Asselin, to explain our approach on audio that plays such an important part in the game. In the last live stream that we did in May with Mike Yazijan, our art director, it allowed us to go into the details of how the team is recreating the Ishimura for Gen 5.
What did you guys learn exactly from doing those past live streams?
So it was really interesting to be able to share working progress or early assets with the community and get early feedback. Like, we got a lot of really good feedback from you, from everybody in the community, but also getting feedback, like for example on the audio of the guns, or how the Ishimura did not look maybe dirty enough, or those kind of things. It was really interesting for us to continue to add and polish the assets we were building for the real game.
Yeah, that transparency is something we haven't had a chance to see a lot often in the gaming industry so far. So it was really nice to bring the community in and get feedback, not only with the player council, but with also like people on Reddit and whatnot.
Yeah. Alongside all those folks kind of giving you that feedback in real time, just how was the buzz around it? Because I know a lot of folks are really excited for this coming back and now kind of getting more information and more visuals of seeing what's happening. How did that kind of play into all of that, kind of building up some more hype for it?
Well, for sure for us, it's a way to get the pulse.
Yeah.
Like what we're making, is it something that's exciting players? And for devs, like every time that we were doing a stream, everyone was looking at the boards and any type of social media trying to follow, like, okay, well, what are people saying? What are the issues? What are the things that they appreciate? So it's exciting to be able to have that feedback much sooner than we usually are, and also not with all buttoned up assets that are more marketing-y, and that sometimes won't necessarily represent all the effort that the team is having and putting together to explain what are we trying to achieve. So I think the way it was done for us, it allowed to show the behind the scenes a little bit more, and show all the passion and love that the team has for the game that we're making.
Because like everybody in the team, starting with us, and like, yeah, everybody at Motive or working with us, we're all big fan of Dead Space. And really doing those live stream, having that open discussion, it really helps us to make sure that we are being true to the original. That not only we are remaking Dead Space and remaking it with the eyes of us as fans, but that's also something true for other people outside of the team that are also fan of the original game. And that was something really important for us, and I hope it shows in what we are showing today.
It's very apparent. I feel like I learned that very early on in the player council sessions, that you guys do care and you were responsive to critical comments that we had, and it's coming from a place of obviously love and passion for the game, which is nice.
Yeah, and it feels like you're bringing all of us back in and closer to development, which is a thing I'm sure is very scary for all of you as well, doing that work and kind of opening up the doors in that way. But I'm excited. Again, like, this is going to be super fun, and I guess we have a lot more to show during the stream today. So
We do.
A lot more?
Do. So we have many things to show today. So we actually want to start with a gameplay extended trailer that we're going to look at. In this extended trailer, we'll have Isaac that's going to be walking through the engineering deck. And his mission is to repair the engines. And to be doing that and to be fixing something that completely went haywire. We'll showcase a lot of the novelties that we brought to the game. But Roman, to kick things off, why don't you walk us through the different priorities that we set very early on the project and that have acted as guiding lights for the production?
Yes, Phil, but before doing that, I want us to quickly go back to the original Dead Space and just walk you through what we think were some elements that were really unique to that experience and that we really want to recreate and pay really justice to in the remake of the game. And the first one, really unprecedented immersion. Dead Space redefined immersion convention in game. No HUD.
Definitely did.
Very few cutscenes. Everything geared toward having players at the edge of their seats from start to finish, never letting go of the controller. Iconic setting, inspired by Alien, Event Horizon, and The Thing. Dead Space brought a classic survival sci-fi setting never seen before in game, with this level of quality. Of course, the gameplay, strategic action, shooting monsters in the face was no longer enough. Having players think under pressure to survive with satisfying dismemberment mechanics was seen as one of the most unique gameplay takes for the genre's history. Fast forward to today, and Dead Space is back to its roots and better than ever. The first thing we did was to clarify our design goal, defining what it meant to create a true remake for Dead Space. Those 4 design priorities are true to the original, horror, unbroken immersion, and creative gameplay.
Man,
All right. A great way to set the table for what's next.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said at the beginning, we have a pre-recorded video of a walkthrough of some of the section of Chapter 3, Inside Engineering.
Ooh.
And it's the first time that we'll air this, and it's the first look at an extended version of Chapter 3, so
Collision?
quite exciting.
Oh, shit. We going for it? Oh, we're going right into it. Oh, shit. Holy. Oh, my God. Well, it's all
Hi,
bad.
my name is Philippe Ducharme,
hello.
senior producer on Dead Space. Today, I'm here to give you a first look at one of my favorite sections in the game.
Oh, really?
So we find ourselves here in the Ishimura's hangar at the beginning of Chapter 3. We're going to make our way towards the control room in engineering, where we'll attempt to restart the ship's engine. For those of you who remember the original, the hangar was much smaller than it is now. We get to explore this location and literally fly through it before heading to our destination.
We could go outside. Outside.
Navigating between chapters without load screens or having a camera cutaway is part of how we've reimagined the Ishimura for the remake. We don't need to rely on the tram as the sole way to get between chapters. It is now a seamless, interconnected ship.
We're outside now. Holy shit. Oh my god. There's extra oxygen tanks just still sitting down there though. I see how much air it holds you can have.
We've got 2 lurkers here. You can quickly get rid of them with the pulse rifle or Isaac's trusty plasma cutter.
Oh, of course. Oh, they glow a little bit.
There aren't many traditional firearms on board. To survive, you may have to improvise and choose how to take each necromorph down.
Wait, can you show us trying to pick up an item? No, it's
We're now entering the ship.
Okay.
We have a lot to show you, so let's skip ahead to Chapter 3.
Oh, okay, we're skipping ahead.
We've just received a briefing to head over to the refueling station. To get there, we're passing through the machine shop over here.
Wow.
If you needed to backtrack or simply wanted to explore the ship further, you may encounter a completely different experience. Different enemies, the ambience and lighting may change. This is what we call the Intensity Director. It keeps the Ishimura unpredictable and brings some additional tension and challenge.
Wow, that is so dark. That's not a bad thing, 'cause I always hold my gun up anyways. Oh, leapers.
The way to the refueling station is just a little further ahead.
Oh, it's like
As you can see,
oh, no. Sorry, my internet quit on me. So we're back. We're good.
As you can see, some memorable moments are authentic to the original. We've added tons of graphical enhancement that support strategic dismemberment.
Wow. It's so good, dude.
Using kinesis, we'll bring that gondola over and make our way to the south refueling station.
Whoa.
We need to gain access to the fuel management office, which contains the power functions for the refueling station.
Right.
We can follow that cable to find our way there.
Okay.
One of the things we tried to achieve was to add more context to the various objectives, to expand on what was there, and bring a bit more detail and depth where we could.
Oh, jeepers. Where are you going, mister? The stasis! Yeah, they're slower. I really love that stasis effect. Yep, you go down, you pull that down, right? Just like you used to.
The refueling station has no power. We can look for a way to access the fuel management office.
Oh. Is there?
This card should allow us in, and we can now make our way back.
Is there not a waypoint?
Isaac. Hammond.
Daniels?
Whoa, Dana!
Thank God. After the bridge, we thought...
Glad to disappoint. I barricaded myself in the computer core. I can hear them, but I don't think they know I'm here.
Dana looks so
I think I hacked down your rig. You're an engineer, right? I'll get myself admin privileges. Maybe I can help.
Now that we have access to this room, we're faced with a very tough choice. We could cut power to life support and rely on air canisters for oxygen, but today we'll play a section without lights instead.
There's circuit. Oh, you can choose between lighting and air. Oh, dude. Oh, it makes you have to like choose and strategize. That is so cool. Hello, are we gonna impale these bitches? No shit. Oh, dude, that is fucking awesome. You can use the fucking fans for the vents. Oh, that's
With
so
power
cool.
restored, the south refueling station can now be activated.
Decontamination sequence activated. Please stand by.
In the decontamination room, using new tech, we've cranked up the tension.
So exciting, Kitty. Sebastian, wherever you are, little buffalo. Where is Sebastian?
Dynamic smoke creates that thick and opaque atmosphere that makes you lose track of the lurkers, even when they're right next to you.
Whoa! Oh, dude, the blood effect, though. Oh my god.
It adds to the claustrophobia.
Stomping!
The feeling of being locked in with a pack of necromorphs.
Stomping. They got stomping. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Dude, this looks fucking beautiful. Whoa. Whoa.
Our last stop is the centrifuge. It's offline, and the Ishimura's getting dragged down to the planet below.
The original one, yep.
We've added so much detail in here.
Holy shit.
Particle effects, lighting, floating debris. We wanted this room to be imposing and tell a story at the same time. It's a lot more impressive, and its size makes it harder to keep track of the incoming necromorphs. So audio plays a huge role here in identifying the direction of threats.
This is actually insane. Look how beautiful. Oh, I love how that looks.
With one of the generator modules back in place, we can head to the second one.
This way you're just flying around.
Flying in zero-G and not being anchored to the surface makes spatial awareness extremely important. Combat encounters can quickly become deadly, especially with leapers.
Oh my gosh, I can't with this. This is so
And now,
good.
with the generator modules powered up, the centrifuge is ready to be activated.
Generator module attached. Clutch engaged. All personnel clear for centrifuge restart.
Hang on, I gotta just peek out.
I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek at the new Dead Space. Thank you for tuning in.
Holy crap, dude, that looked absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
That was
Yeah,
wild.
it was.
From the
fucking
hangar
awesome.
to decontamination to centrifuge to the interconnected gameplay to the intensity director, the list goes on. The first thought after seeing that is, why the fuck am I using the tram? The answer is replayability. Now we can go back and play multiple playthroughs with different options. You have more exploration.
Sorry, I was geeking out for a second, sorry.
It was amazing. It's incredible.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the intensity director, because I think for a game like this where folks are coming back to this kind of content, one of the things that people talk about a lot is like, well, what's going to be different in the playthrough that I'm going to have when I go in and go back into a game like this? Talk a little bit about the intensity director and how that's going to change the way folks are going to be coming to this new version of a game that they might have played before.
it was important for us to have something, like to have the right balance between what's scripted in the game and what keeps the players on its toes. We've obviously, and we've seen it in the trailer, we've kept a lot of things scripted. Like we have to have those precise jump scares at certain moments, and it's important to have the highs and lows in the intensity of the gameplay. But since we're bringing the tram and the retraversal throughout the entire ship, we needed something to be able to fill those sections of gameplay and make sure that there was things that were surprising the player so that the tension could go back up. And so for us, that was important to find that right balance and to figure out a way to keep the player on the edge when re-exploring and walking around the ship.
And so the thing is, that balance, there's multiple elements that comes in it. Like, so yes, there is the scripted golden path moments, and those ones, every time you're going to play them, they're going to play exactly the same. They're going to play once, and that's it. But even in those, sometimes there might be a twist. Like, you might expect slasher coming from that vent, and he's not going to be there, or those kind of thing. But they're going to play mostly the same every time you replay them, if it's a new walkthrough or whatever. And then we have varying degrees of systemic events. Like, if it can be just fights, can be messing with the lights, messing with the sounds. There's different events that we can play with, depending if you're just moving from a fight to another, or
Internet just crap out of me again.
Or if you're revisiting a whole section of the ship, it's not going to be the same. Basically, the way we treat that is we have an intensity curve, and all the events in the game are tracked with their level of intensity. And so that allows us to know, like, okay, the player had already a couple of really intense fights. Maybe we're not gonna throw him another huge fight with tons of enemies and stuff. Here in the next corridor, we're just gonna play a little bit with the lights that are going to blink and some creepy whispers in your ears, and that's it. Or that place, we really want you to feel safe. And so, yeah, even the light's going to be okay, no more creepy whispers, whatever.
Yeah.
That vent, there's going to be something weird about that vent. And if you get close to it, actually, maybe a slasher is going to spawn and make you jump. And all those things will be handled by the intensity director.
And I know you also talked about this, pre-stream and pre-conversation was, even the slashers are going to be a little bit different when you see one as opposed to the other. Talk a little bit about that, because I thought that was super cool too.
Yeah, so that's something in the original, like all the slasher, they already had some kind of job when they were humans about the ship. Like depending on which bridge you were like seeing medical miners or medical guys or whatever. So that's something we definitely kept from the original. But riffing on that, we wanted to add a bit even more personality to the slashers, and makes you really, like, every time you're gonna shoot a slasher, we would like you to feel like it's a different guy. And so on top of giving them jobs and different clothes and stuff like that, we also gave them ethnicity, because the Ishimura, it's really has a diverse crew, and we wanted that to also show on the slasher. So now it really feels every time it's a new guy, and it's a new, you can really believe now playing the game. We're trying to reinforce the immersion around that. Like, yeah, those monsters, they used to be the crew.
So should we feel sorry now for the slashers that we take out now? We're like, oh, that person was the cook on the ship. You gotta go.
Exactly.
You gotta get out of here.
Can you cook the guy?
I'm good. I have friends who can't, but we're not gonna talk about that during this stream. But yeah, a lot of conversations about that for sure.
I think we should talk also about audio. Audio is obviously the massive staple. It's what drew me in initially to Dead Space and really kept me, that whole intrigue. In this trailer, in Decontamination, for example, we have the increased fog, like the dynamic fog that you can't necessarily always see where enemies are coming from, which is really interesting because of its more audio, and you have to really listen to what you're looking for. And we see that again in the Centrifuge, which, by the way, is fucking massive. It's huge. I love how you're showing the original game, because you recall like these different areas and you imagine these huge environments, but now looking at what the remake is, it's just mind-blowing, honestly. And it's much darker. which I grilled you guys a lot about dark.
I remember that, yeah.
But I really, really like that since these spaces, you still have smaller spaces enclosed for that claustrophobic feel, which is true to the original, but you also have these very, very large rooms now that are extremely built out, grittied down, very gritty looking and dark and immersive, but you don't know where ads are necessarily coming from because of the intensity director. It's not just the same vent every single time, which is great because then you have to utilize your audio and really listen for where ads are coming out. I love that aspect, and I like decontamination. It's much scarier in my opinion now. There's a lot to like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you touched on a lot of points that were points of interest for us. So audio, we had, like I said, Olivier that went in and explained how we're trying to recreate in one of the past streams. And it is something that was such groundbreaking, I think, in the initial game. It was so well done. But the addition of the occlusion, making sure that we understand where is the sound traveling from when you're navigating the ship, to really hear the threats and say like, oh no, that creature just spawned behind me, but I have someone in front of me now. Like,
who should I prioritize?
What should I do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we do play around with that, like in the scripted sequences, but also the intensity director, like Aman said, there's a lot of events that are either foreshadowing events that may lead to something or not, or post-shadowing. Like if the enemy decides to jump through a vent and walk away and run away, you'll hear that enemy travel within the world.
So if he's trying to actually run away after you because you ran away, you saw him and you were like, no, fuck it, I'm out. And you switch rooms and you're gonna hear him go through the vent, crawl in the walls, and come back from another.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it is awesome.
So it plays such an important part, and with the music, with the sound effects of the guns and everything, and we're getting to a place where it feels good. It feels right when you're listening, the right tune, the right mix. It's always something that we do until the very end, the mix of every sound element. But the team's done an amazing job, and it's great.
Yeah. Real quick, I got to talk about Isaac having a voice in this too, which I think is really, really interesting. A lot of folks are going to be excited to see how that's going to play out in the game too. Talk about how important it was to add that layer to this game too.
So yeah, definitely early on that was a huge deal. The discussion around Isaac voice, like in one of our first console, we spoke about that, and at first
I'm still mad that I wasn't the voice of Isaac. I'm still salty about that. I didn't get that role.
Necessarily convinced, right?
I raised my hand a lot.
Are you sure, guys?
Oh, jeepers.
So our thought about that was like, so yes, we were making Dead Space, but who's Isaac? Who's that guy? Mm-hmm. And thinking about Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3, for us, Isaac Clarke, it's Gunnar Wright. It's the actor that's playing Isaac in Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3 that give his voice to Isaac in Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3. To the point of which in the team we call him Gunnar Clarke.
Gunnar Clarke?
He is the guy. And so going back to Dead Space, there were elements that we wanted to enhance in terms of narrative, and one of those was Isaac as a character. Why is he coming to the Ishimura? What's his relation with the other characters around? And also give him a bit more agency, to have him a little bit more passive, like when you enter an area and you get Hammond or Kendra telling you everything you exactly have to, and wait, you're supposed to be the engineer. Like, that's your role. Like, you're supposed to be the guy that knows how to actually make those stuff and get out of that alive. So for all those reasons, early on we started to think about, okay, we should go back to Gunnar Wright. Have that guy be Isaac also in Dead Space 1. And we should give him a voice. And now that's allowed us to unlock all those different elements around giving him a bit more personality and agency in what he's doing and stuff. But the one issue, of course, was with horror, because isolation, it's a huge element of the horror in Dead Space. And it's that element, like when you're in the dark and you have to go in the basement and you're looking for the lights. Know what I'm talking about, Califrax? No. And you don't find the fucking lights and you start to talk to yourself because it reassures you.
Yeah.
And that was definitely something we didn't want it for Dead Space. We didn't want Isaac to start to talk when he's alone because that would break a big the horror element. And so we have that one rule that is almost true across the game. We maybe break it once or twice, not more. Which is Isaac only talks when he's being talked to. He only answers. Like you get to medical, you see the barricade, Hammond starts to talk to you, and Isaac will answer and say, yeah, that's the fucking barricade, I have to blow it. And it's Isaac that's going to come with the plan of what to use and where to find those things to blow the barricade. But then, once that communication is done, and you're alone in medical, well, you're alone in medical, and he's not gonna comment what he sees, and he's gonna shut the fuck up. And that's something that's really important for us, and I think it really improves the immersion because also it gives reactions to Isaac to elements that were feeling weird if he was not reacting to.
Exactly.
What's happening.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm super excited to see that come to life because I know when I am scared, I do really, really dumb things. And I talk to myself, I beatbox. So Isaac, we hopefully will beatbox in when he's scared. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah, we'll see about
You'll
that.
hear him grunt, and like throughout the exhaustion, and when he's tired, you're gonna hear him paying when he's hurt and everything through the Eli system.
Yeah.
But no, he's not gonna mumble to himself like you do.
Okay. Good on him. For sure.
Okay, well, it wouldn't be a celebration without showing some more awesome stuff for the Dead Space fan.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce our friends at Limited Run Games. Alina, Jared, great to have you both join us.
Do you love Dead Space? Of course you do.
Yes,
I'm
I
Jared
do.
from Limited Run Games, and I love Dead Space too.
I'm Jared.
And I'm
I
not
love
the
Dead
only one
Space.
here who does. For example, to my right, your left, my friend.
Alina. Hi, I'm Alina from Limited
shit.
Run Games,
Are they
and we
showing
are
us?
super excited to show you what we have for Dead Space fans.
They're showing us
You
the
told us
edition.
you wanted a Dead Space Collector's Edition, and we listened. And you said what you wanted, most of all, was this,
Helmet.
the Isaac helmet. And holy crap, it happened. Isn't this amazing? And we're going to get to it in just a minute. Yes, it's the most exciting part, but there's also some really great other stuff in this Collector's Edition we want to show you. And for more on that, Alina!
So we're super excited to talk about the components of this Dead Space Collector's Edition. There's so many awesome things I could start with. So we've got a 4-inch premium marker statuette. It's
She's
beautiful,
pretty.
it's gonna be heavy, and we can't wait for you guys to put it on your desk. We also have
it's
a
right here.
steelbook included, which has the Dead Space logo and Isaac's silhouette on the back.
Okay, totally interrupting here, but I want the embroidered Ishimura 3-inch patch. I want to stick it on something, I don't know, my jacket, my hoodie here, my forehead. I don't know, where are you going to put it?
I don't know, you could put it on anything. Maybe a backpack.
A dog?
A dog.
A pig?
A
Dinosaur?
pig too, yes.
Pizza?
Yes.
Don't eat it.
But it might taste good.
Yeah, getting back to this, apparently we also have a lithograph of some sort?
Yeah, we do. We also have a lithograph print encased in a bifolding portfolio. It also has foil stamped logos on the front of it. It's going to be awesome.
I already
get my hands
pre-ordered
on
this, by the
marker
way.
enamel pin. You can stick it in your Crocs, in your bulletin board, in your wall. You can stick it anywhere you
Pretty.
want to.
And a soundtrack and 4 mini posters.
And now,
On CD?
what you really came here for, that's right, the Isaac helmet. Look at this thing of beauty.
she's
It
beautiful.
lights up. It's big. It's hefty. And it's absolutely enormous. Not only is it big and hefty and enormous, it's also adjustable. Now, I have a truly colossal noggin, like a big old fat head. And this thing, what?
Come on. Internet.
What's this? Goes right on it.
Yes.
That's right. Alina, is this an improvement?
I think it looks very good.
You do? Well, you know what? I mean, okay, so once again, it's adjustable, so it'll fit any size head or almost any size head. My head, probably your head, definitely Alina's head, but you're not going to put it on.
My hair. So yeah, there's a lot of love and passion that went into the creation of this helmet. It's based on in-game sculpts. Our team worked directly with the character artist to get the paint, shape, and feel just right.
You can feel the love that went into every texture of this helmet. Folks, this is a spectacular collectible. I really, really hope you're going to enjoy it. We're happy to offer it Alina, tell folks where they can get it today.
You can pre-order the Dead Space Collector's Edition for a limited time on limitedrungames.com.
Already
You
pre-ordered.
can get it for PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC.
Friends, this is one spooky piece of headgear. We hope you enjoy it.
Oh my gosh. Can you
Bye-bye.
see?
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Alina, Jared, everyone at Limited Run
Jared,
Games. This looks
and the
great.
Dead
Thank you for
Space
putting
thing.
this together.
Love Dead Space,
What are your
Jared.
thoughts?
My eyeballs immediately gravitate towards the LED helmet.
I'm more looking at the marker. I love small things you can put on your desk and kind of show your fandom and nerddom in that way. And weirdly, I like the propaganda poster stuff. Like, you know, kind of getting a chance to see like inside the world of the game in those kinds of ways. That stuff always makes me really happy. So, are you gonna wear the helmet though?
I am.
Yeah.
On stream.
I love
Hell
that.
yeah.
I love that.
I'll be
Also,
wearing that
following
helmet.
some of the streams, we saw the comments from fans that like they've liked the shorts that we had, the hoodies that we shown at the different live streams, and they were asking where they could get it. So like we're happy that working with different teams internally, we actually were able to spin out a shop that's going to be coming soon. So you're going to be able to get sort of the shirts like mine, like Roman's, and
It's
others.
a prototype, but there will be multiple shirts, hoodies, stuff like that. So keep on the lookout for the
Hell
store
yeah,
coming
I'm
soon.
buying that.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, time to wrap this up.
Huge shout out to our team at Motive and all of the collaborators that have helped us bring this remake to you all.
And a big, big, big thank you to everyone working on that project, whether it's at Motive or all of our partners, but also to everybody in the Community Council. Thank you very much for all your feedback, for helping us make that remake a true Dead Space experience. And to everybody in the larger community that tuned in during our live stream, that gave us feedback, that also helped us shape that remake. Thank you very much.
We're lucky to have the Community Council that's with us today for
wow.
the anniversary live stream. So thank you all
That's
for your
awesome.
presence. Your feedback has been very useful all throughout production. So being with us since conception, it's been great. Thank you. If you like what you've seen today and are excited about the return of Dead Space on PC and next-gen consoles,
Absolutely.
the game is available for pre-order. Or you can mark your calendar for January 27th, 2023. We're eagerly looking forward to that date. Be sure to follow our different social channels to stay up to date on all the Dead Space related information so you don't miss anything leading up to our launch. Jackie, Khalif, thank you for being with us today. Excited to play some more of the game?
I mean, it is time now for us to stomp out some Necromorphs. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to check out the Ishimura and,
Oh, we're
and
gonna
all the
stomp the
goodness
shit
that
out
we
of
put
them.
in. So it's time. It's time to get it on.
I'm really hyped for launch. Ready, it's about time.
Oh yeah. Roman, comme toujours, un plaisir.
Merci, Phil.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today and looking forward to showing more of the game to you all.
Oh. Is it going to show the trailer again? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, I can't even begin. That looks so good. I'm so excited for this remake, dude. And like I said, I already have that collector's on pre-order, actually. I am ready to wear that helmet. Oh, it's going to be so good. I love the, like, you have to, like, some areas you have to, like, choose between, like, your health or not your health, like, oxygen or lighting, and, like, what would you prefer? How would you want to survive this? And there's different ways you can do that. And that is going to be just so good to watch, so good to see. All right, this has been the only thing I thought was a little weird, the walking was a little fast, but I saw in the comments people were saying the same thing, and they've been good at listening to comments, so if that's enough of an issue to people, they'll hopefully probably adjust it a little bit. And other than that, this game looks beautiful. Oh, the Necromorphs look so good, dude. Oh, I cannot wait for this game. And yes, I'll be wearing that helmet. I mean, probably not the whole thing, because I don't know if you can actually see through that helmet, but I'll try to do something. So that's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for this, but... So this has been the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A few internet issues, but that was really fun. That was really cool to see, like, 8 minutes of extra gameplay. So, alright, that was the Dead Space 14th anniversary live stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Later, campers.